A video documentary, a look into the life of a leader, Jack Welch, presented by Richard Gulja, Jamal Anud, Davindra Suanlal, Troy Bechan, Ziad Hussain, and Damindra Dwarka. John Francis, better known as Jack Welch Jr., was born on November 19, 1935. He is an American business executive, author, and former chemical engineer. He was the chairman and CEO of General Electric between the years of 1981 and 2001. During his tenure at GE, the company's value rose by 4,000%. In 2006, Welch's net worth was estimated at $720 million. Jack Welch was born in Peabody, Massachusetts, to John, a Boston and Maine railroad conductor, and to Grace, a homemaker. Welch attended Salem High School and then the University of Massachusetts, graduating in 1957 with a Bachelor of Science degree in Chemical Engineering. He is a member of the Phi Sigma Kappa fraternity. He received a MS and PhD at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign in 1960. Jack Welch started to work in General Electric in 1960. He started there as a junior chemical engineer in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. His monthly income started at $10,500 in 1963. Later that year, an explosion occurred at the factory where he was the manager of the company. The roof of the company blew off. He almost lost his job for that incident. Jack Welch decided to quit his job because he was dissatisfied with the salary the company had offered him, and he was also dissatisfied with the bureaucracy he observed at GE. Jack Welch was asked to remain at the company by an executive of the company. He was promised that the atmosphere which he desired will be there. Welch was named Vice President of GE in the year of 1972. He became Senior Vice President in the 1977 and Vice Chairman in 1979. Welch became GE's youngest chairman and CEO in 1981, succeeding Reginald H. Jones. The pillars that Jack Welch aspired to build were money, his status, self-preservation, other-mindedness, and power. Money being at the top of the list, Welch adopted Motorola's Six Sigma quality program in late 1995. In 1980, the year before Welch became CEO of General Electric, recorded revenues of roughly $26.8 billion. By 1999, he was named Manager of the Century by Fortune magazine. In 2000, the year before he left, the revenues increased to nearly $130 billion. The company had gone from a market value of $14 billion to one more than $410 billion at the end of the 2004 marketing period. It became the most valuable company in the world. Status: Jack Welch was an American business executive, author, and former chemical engineer. He was chairman and CEO of General Electric between the years of 1981 and 2001. Power: Welch's public philosophy was that a company should either be number one or number two in a particular industry, or else he will leave it completely. Welch's strategy was later adopted by the CEOs across corporate America. Each year, Welch would fire upon the bottom 10% of his managers. He earned a reputation of brutal candor in his meetings with the executives. He rewarded those in the top 20% with bonuses and stock options. Welch is also known for destroying the 9-layer management hierarchy and bringing a sense of informality to the company. Self-preservation. Welch's walk-away package from GE was not valued at the time of his retirement, but GMI Ratings estimates the worth at $420 million. There was a lengthy and well-publicized succession planning saga prior to his retirement between James McNerney, Robert Nadelli, and Jeffrey Immert. Eventually, selected to succeed him as chairman and CEO, Nadelli became the CEO of Chrysler, while McNerney became CEO of Tremontill. He left that post to serve in the same capacity at Boeing. Other-mindedness. During the early 1980s, he was dubbed Neutron Jack, in reference to the neutron bomb, for eliminating employees while leaving buildings intact. He is also a global warming skeptic, yet he has said that every business must yet embrace green products and green ways of doing business, whether you believe in global warming or not, because the world wants these products.
These pillars were carefully built. Money. Welch's administration was about cutbacks, downsizing, and being the best in the business that they conducted. With his engineering and business management background, he was able to transform the company from a market value of $14 billion to one of more than $410 billion at the end of 2004, making it the most valuable company in the world. Status. Jack Welch built his status by education and in a sense of an all-round education. He possesses an engineering and a business administration background. By 1999, he was named Manager of the Century by Fortune magazine. Self-preservation. Welch's walkaway package from GE was not valued at the time of his retirement, but GMI Ratings estimate its worth at $420 million. This showed at this point in time that Welch's integrity and status upheld so well, he was worth more than 23 world countries put together. Other-mindedness. Although Welch entertained many cutbacks and fired many people, he cared about the environment, and he said that the world wants these products. So although many people may think that Welch was only about making money, he was also about protecting the environment. These pillars were not carefully built. Power. Each year, Welch would fire the bottom 10% of his managers. He earned a reputation for brutal candor in his meetings with executives. Welch is also known for destroying the 9-layer management hierarchy and bringing a sense of informality to the company. The key hegemon demonstrated was making the organization as profitable as possible, while making the organization the fittest of the fit together with its workers. So therefore these pillars were really based on making money and feasibility and marketability of its products. External challenges in the context of the operations of Welch were: Welch has received criticism for a lack of compassion for the middle class and working class. His actions included the wholesale shutdown of GE business units which were deemed underperforming. Welch proved his technique of only keeping units your company is good at and that you can maximize profits. Jack Welch quotations. I enjoy challenging a person's ideas. No one loves a good and passionately fought argument more than I do. This isn't about being tough-minded and straightforward. That's the job. But so is sensing when to hug and when to kick. Of course, arrogant people who refuse to learn from their mistakes have to go. If we're managing good people who are clearly eating themselves up over an error, our job is to help them through it. That doesn't mean you have to take it easy on your top performers. The best way to support dreams and stretch is to set apart small ideas with big potential, then give people positive role models and the resources to turn small projects into big businesses. We build great people who then build great products and services. Business isn't simple. Don't make it overly complicated. Face reality. Don't be afraid of change. Fight bureaucracy. Use the brains of your workers. Discover who has the best ideas and put those two ideas into practice. Nature of his impact. Jack Welch was a very respectable person in the way he carried himself. Although his focus was financial gain, he did keep people in mind. He also motivated others to become better leaders, and this shows he was good at what he did. Jack Welch was humble on few occasions. He tended to look at problems which he encountered inwardly rather than outwardly. He was possibly the best CEO of the period and was a guide to all who followed after. Discussion. When considering financial performance, Jack Welch was probably one of the best CEOs of his era, a time when GE was trying to emerge from an economic downturn. He has proven to be an example of world-class performance. He was admired for the goals that he set and the way in which he carried them out. While his hegemony was centered on financial gain for both himself and the company he worked for, it allowed him to develop and reward people who performed at the expense of those who did not meet expectations of performance or financial profitability. By today's standards, which take into consideration a good ethical platform, there is much that he could have done to improve. A stronger focus on the development of people, in particular those who were sent home, would have been preferred.